Hey guys, Ramsey here. Welcome to another live stream. So I have to say that I have been a hard-working ram. I had to go to Houston this week for work. I literally just got back in town. There is a box waiting for me at my front door, as you can see, unopened, and it is the sample set. Well, I really hope it's a sample set now that I started the damn live stream. And yeah, I'm like, you know what? I have been at it. Some of my days have been like 12-hour days. I've been a hard-working ram. So I figured, why stop now? I was actually going to do a simple review today. My scent of the day is Dolce & Gabbana The One Mysterious Nights. And I have yet to review this damn thing. And I feel like every time I was going to review it, something better comes up and I just push it to the side. So eventually I'm going to review this, I promise. For a designer rose saffron oud thing, it's not bad, but it's not this. So drop your scent of the day in the chat. Oh, can you guys hear me, by the way? Give me a thumbs up or something if you can hear me. Let me know. Let me know if you can hear me, because I am trying this new mic. It basically, for some reason, I can get it to work. I feel like when I'm talking, okay, good. They can hear me. Fantastic. Thank you. But when I'm on with a guest, the speaker that should be also playing what the guest is saying doesn't work. So I have to go, like I'm taking an order at Wendy's with the old headset. So let's do some comments and then I'm going to open this bad boy and we are going to get this much anticipated show on the road. And for those of you who, don't know, a quick story on this Musk Collection. So one thing that I was really thinking about lately is just how lucky we are to get to smell these types of fragrances. For me anyways, this is really the part, and I can't spend any money on perfume right now, but this is the part where if I was going to spend some money, this is what I would spend it on. There's very little that comes out in the fragrance world anymore that interests me. Very little moves me other than rare, hard to find vintages and stuff like this. And Russian Adam on one of my 4 or 5 live streams that he's been on the channel a lot. So if you're new to the channel, we've had a lot of new subscribers. Go watch those interviews. It's probably some of the best information and knowledge that you can get, learning about a process, learning about the materials. He was very generous with his time. And one of the videos that he did, I can't remember which live stream it was, but I remember succinctly I asked him, I said, which material that you're so proud of sort of highlighting for the world? Because remember, the whole focus or the whole mission statement of Areej Le Dore was to bring to the world these real smells of what he called real oud, real ambergris, real musk. He was saying that, they were saying there was musk in this, or they were saying there was oud in this, and he was saying that's not what oud smells like. So he wanted to bring that to the world, and I think he fulfilled that mission statement far beyond what he ever could imagine. I think it was a huge success, and many of us, including myself, probably owe our understanding of some of these materials to brands like Areej Le Dore. But where I'm going with this is he perfectly and succinctly summed it up. He said, my biggest fear as far as sort of ingredients of future generations not smelling is not oud, it's musk. And the reason it's musk is because, there are oud plantations right now that you can go and get Indian oud, Thai oud, Vietnamese oud, and they grow specific types, Cambodian oud. And granted, they're not going to be the millennium, centurion, grandmother trees that are 300 years old and found in nature with the wild rod inside. Obviously it's not that, but you still get the scent profile. And some of those plantations, they're shocked by how high the quality of oud is for a 6, a 7, an 8, and 9-year-old tree, right? So in today's world, even though much of the wild oud out in the jungles has been found or is either being guarded by somebody because they know it's there and they know it's worth its weight in gold. But as far as musk goes, there's really only one place left in the world where you can legally buy musk, and that's Russia. Russia's the last country on earth that allows musk to be sold. And it's because the original people who lived in Russia, I think mostly up in Siberia, they live off of the deer. They kind of use the deer in the same way that certain Indian tribes in the Americas used the buffalo, followed the buffalo. They made everything out of the buffalo. You know, they used the bones, they used the skin, they used the everything, the horns, everything from the buffalo was used, right? And that's kind of how the people who hunt the deer in Siberia are. And so Siberian deer musk is like the last place on earth. And that's why he was saying he is fearful for future generations to be able to smell real musk. Maybe the only thing they'll have in the future is synthetic musk. So that's the reason why. A quick 5-minute intro on why these are so special and why we're so lucky to get to smell them. So this is just a sample set. However, I do have some news. Before I even smell it, all right, I had a very kind perfume god person who does not want to be named came forward and said, Royal Barn is based off of your description, and I know you're a leather guy, so I'm going to send you those 2 bottles. So without ever sending them, I'm getting the 2 that I have my fingers crossed for. Anyways, I was going to be on the website with everyone else, but there's so many amazing people in the fragrance community. So now we're going to see if I actually really like them. I luckily will have at least really Royal Barn is the main one that I wanted. I just felt like I should have it just for kind of collector's purposes. Even if I had a small, tiny little hand in it, I thought it would be cool to have. So the kindness from the community never ends. But let's catch up on some comments, open this bad boy, and get to sniffing. Can't wait. That's right, Ajay. Can't wait myself. Dr. Bombay, good to see you, man. It's been a while since I've done a live stream. I don't know why I don't do more live streams. I'm a very routine person. So I think I just get in the routine of doing the videos, and the channel's been growing. We're adding like 500, subscribers a month, give or take. So we're growing at a very steady pace doing the videos. This last week or week and a half, though, has been crazy for me because it was spring break. I had my daughter pretty much all spring break, which I love spending time with her, but it didn't allow me to do as many videos. You probably saw there weren't as many videos on the channel. And then on top of that, I had to travel. So I did bring my Imitation Man bottle with me. So I was able to at least do 1 review in Houston. But between spring break and travel, the channel's been not on hold, but the content has definitely slowed down lately. So these are not out yet. The mini set, as they call it, or the sample set, sold out almost instantly, Matt. And then they're going to release individual bottles soon. I forget exactly when. Yeah, if I'll try to get the date and put it in the description of this live stream eventually. But what he's going to do is release the individual bottles for purchase very soon. So I already told you mine. You guys tell me your scent of the day. Dushan, welcome from Serbia, my friend. Thanks for always being here, man. The Vagabond Prince Enchanted Forest, very nice, very nice. I think I have a couple drops left. It's right there. I don't know if you can see the top of it. Areej Le Dore, let's go. That's it. Never heard of it. What's it like? Woo! Rachel, thanks for being here. It's good to see you. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've got to do a live stream. My super chat song is not ready, but we can still do the live stream. Don't worry. Cuirtis is a winner. I'm guessing I'm really going to like Cuirtis. Tried them all, and I can say Royal Barn is the one to get. It smells like a barn. Go figure. That's awesome. Rachel Dore. I really like them all. Paradise Soil is my favorite. Nice. I feel safe when Rachel's here. Yeah, Rachel's the house mom. She keeps us all in check. Wish Paradise Soil is more musky. The tuberose ruined. Oh, that sucks. Don't influence me. Don't influence me. All right, let me get my handy dandy box cutter out. The old reliable. I wish I would have had more time to give a heads up that this was coming, but unfortunately, it is a balancing act between wanting to put out the content, but also wanting to, because I want to get it out as fast as possible so people can kind of watch this and make their decisions, what they're going to buy. But also, I had no clue when this was arriving. So let's take a look at what the packaging looks like. So here's the mini set. Plain white box. Opens up like this. Very nice. Areej Le Dore. Sorry for the terrible camera quality, but it is what it is. That's another reason why I don't do too many live streams. I need a real camera. I need a real, like, proper YouTuber camera. All right. I feel like I should start with the ones that I'm going to love, or at least I have a feeling I'm going to love. Oh, come on. Come on, baby. Yes, there we go. Just ripped it like a barbarian. My paws are not graceful. Ah, okay. I like this. This is kind of like you can't really make it out, but it's like a fake leather outer part of this sample set. And it opens up like so. And they're all just floating around in there. They are not in their homes. They are ready to be sprayed. Okay, so I like this. That's cool. So it comes with this and a little quick description of each one. So I'm going to start with Cuirtis because as a leather lover, I cannot wait to spray this bad boy. So let's start with Cuirtis, shall we? And actually, before I spray, I have to say that one of the reasons I'm most excited about Cuirtis is Russian Adam did a Russian leather fragrance. And it's funny because he tried to send me a sample of his Russian leather fragrance once, in the fulfillment center accidentally sent me a fragrance that I actually already reviewed from the house. And so they sent me, what did they send me accidentally? Oh man, it's going to drive me crazy. They accidentally sent me Civet de Nuit. It was Civet de Nuit they accidentally sent me. And he was like, I can tell by the juice color already. He was like, show me the sample. And he was like, no, that's not it. They accidentally sent you, the wrong one. They sent you Civet de Nuit, which I have a review of and I really liked it. And if money was no issue, I would totally own a bottle of Civet de Nuit. That's a Sultan Pasha sort of collaboration. But he made a proper Cuir de Russie. So whenever he sent me, I did a live stream in 2023 off of a sample set of his, I think he called it the Classics Collection, where he went back and did things like Russian Oud and Russian Musk and stuff like that, Chinese Oud Part 2 and stuff like that. And in that, he sent me his Cuir de Russie, and I did a video on this, and I absolutely love it. In fact, I would go so far as to say, this is the Cuir de Russie for me. Like, I know Chanel's Cuir de Russie is like the reference Cuir de Russie. It's like the Cuir de Russie everyone kind of thinks of, and it is. I think it's one of the all-time best, but it's done in that Chanel style. You get a lot of florals, especially in the vintage Eau de Cologne. You get more florals in this. You get more animalics in the Eau de Toilette. But the reason this Cuir de Russie is for me is because it has this leather note like I've never smelled before. And one of the reasons is that his Cuir de Russie has a note that's called, it's called beaver tail oil. Beaver tail oil is what it's called. And Russian Adam claims this has never been used in a perfume before. Okay. But where I'm going with this is he basically said that this beaver tail oil is like castoreum times 10. And you guys know I love animalic notes, and the leather note in that is absolutely perfect. The smokiness is perfect. There's a touch in there that gives a feel like a vintage Guerlain. It's just unbelievable. So his Cuir de Russie is high on my wish list. The only problem I have with it is it has real birch tar that has not been, I don't know what they call it. It hasn't been like extracted, or the bad parts haven't been taken out necessarily. It hasn't gone through that process. And because of that, it's supposed to be a garment perfume only. That's the only downside. Other than that, that could easily be a signature scent for me. Reason I'm going with that is Cuirtis also has that beaver tail oil. So, all right, let's spray. Well, actually, let me catch up on the comments and then we'll spray. Love the florals. Good evening, Kevin. Antonio, welcome, my friend. This was a failure for me. Creme de la Creme is the absolute worst Areej ever. Ajay. That's the sample set. That's it. Hey, Sasir, welcome. Areej has to get back to his older ways of making frags. I hope this is the one. I can hear you. Good. Thank you. Yes. Good evening. What's up, Brian? What's up? What's up, man? I hope you're doing well on the recovery, my friend. Good evening. Good evening. I like Creme de la Creme, Cuirtis, but the rest were, man, this hasn't done so well. Oh, man. You guys are, I'm not gonna read anymore. I don't want my bubble to be burst. Let's do Cuirtis. Come on, baby. I mean, just off of the smell in the air, sounds like a win to me. Smells like a win to me. Yeah, I mean, off of first sniff, that's definitely a win. It has, somebody told me, and I was expecting this because the seed is already planted. Someone said that Cuirtis has a little bit of War and Peace in it. So if you like War and Peace, you'll like it. And you know what? I could totally see that. I think War and Peace had this sort of like patchouli, castoreum thing that was blended in a way that I've never smelled anything like it before. This is almost it's almost a little bit like that, but imagine that castoreum heavy leather accord from his Cuirtis that I was mentioning earlier. So Quirtis says, step into an autumn forest full of wild and leathery aroma. Well, you get the leather hit right away. I mean, if you like vintage leathers, if you like Canite 10, or if you like hardcore leathers, you'll like Cuirtis. This is a good one so far. This is a good one for me. I like it. And instantly there's a little bit of something dirty underneath. You get a little bit of that dirty hint underneath, which I'm guessing is what he says, Canadian castoreum. This could almost be a Cuirtis style fragrance. I mean, I remember somebody asking, begging Russian Adam, please make your Cuirtis for skin, like make it where we can wear it on skin. People say they still wear his Cuirtis on skin anyways, but it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be a garment perfume. That's what Cuirtis kind of smells like to me. It smells like they took that Cuirtis accord. He used his experience from making War and Peace and created Cuirtis. This is a hit. I'm glad I'm getting a bottle of this. 100%. This composition is focused on beaver extract, so hence the beaver tail oil, and executed in a vintage style. Definitely, like I said, vintage leather. It brings together all the nuances of animalic leather, from vintage tar oil, Indian oud, smoky birch. There's definitely something smoky, and there's definitely something slightly green, almost like you're standing in a dark green forest. If you heard some of my previous descriptions on Areej Le Dore, like, for example, if you watched my review on Baikal, Greece, I referenced a Russian YouTuber who did a video and said it's like staring out at the lake, but with the sort of wind at your back blowing the foresty like smells from behind you into your nose. But imagine if that forest is dark green, like deep dark green. Maybe a little bit of touch of like yatagan, foresty floor elements here. Smoky birch tar. Definitely you get that smoky birch. I mean, imagine like a Russian leather style really is what this smells like, but with the natural musks, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was some oud in here. Is there oud in here? Manipur oud from 2005. Canadian castoreum. All right, let me just read the note listing. So Russian castoreum, USA beaver tail oil, which I think is just badass. Osmanthus, which usually gives a leathery, sometimes floral, sometimes nectarine or peach-like smell, sometimes suede-y, but it goes well in these type of compositions. I really, really like Osmanthus. Really like Osmanthus. Cumin, yes, you can get a little bit of it, but if you're afraid of cumin because it goes sweaty on your skin, don't be afraid. This is good. It's dosed in a way where you can pick up the spice, but it's not going to be a cumin bomb. Juniper berry, which usually adds a little bit of freshness. Juniper is used to sprighten up gin, a glass of gin usually. Birch tar, absolutely, yes. So, I mean, it really is like a Russian leather type accord. A parajat flower, I have no clue what that is. Vintage geranium, rose, aged co-tincture of orris, vanilla, and castoreum. You know what? It may have been orris. That was the third part of War and Peace. I got to look it up. I know it was patchouli, castoreum, and the third big player in War and Peace is... It is orris. It's orris absolute. Yep. And that's why this gives that War and Peace. Yeah, imagine maybe a little spicier but not as heavy. You know, War and Peace. Well, I don't know. I'd have to really compare side by side. I'd have to compare side by side, but this is a 100% win. If I'm getting a bottle of this, 100% win. I will take this all day, every day. This is my kind of fragrance. It's exactly what I was expecting and hoping it to be. I mean, Russian castoreum, USA castoreum, Canadian castoreum, which each one of the top, the heart, and the base has castoreum, which is basically my favorite animalic note. Or one of my favorite animalic notes, because I love leathers, and castoreum is usually made to create that leather accord. And then you add the USA beaver tail oil, which is a note Russian Adam claims has never been used in any other perfume. And it definitely adds something very distinctive. I think that's why it's reminding me of his Cuirtis, which, like I said, would be full bottle worthy. It's probably my favorite Cuirtis. It speaks to my style of fragrance compositions. That's why I say we're so lucky, at least I feel we're so lucky to get to smell these types of compositions. Very, very awesome. This is a great start. This is a great start. Oh, fantastic. I mean, now it's transitioning a little bit, but it seems like it's staying really tight and wound up. It really doesn't. I would be surprised if this went through a huge, transition, like a roller coaster. It doesn't smell like it's going to be that type of fragrance. But if you're familiar with his Cuirtis and you're familiar with War and Peace, this will put you on the right track for sure. All right. Paradise Soil is meant. Stop it, Ajay. Stop it. You've been smelling too many NSARs is what it is. You've been smelling too many NSARs, my friend. Bastard. My soft hands. A Sprecter. Costco had them on sale. Anything Costco has on sale, I just grab. It's the only way I can afford to live anymore. The Floral Collection, it should be named. Oh, man. You guys, seriously? I wouldn't say there's anything extra floral about Cuirtis to begin with. That Parageet flower and vintage geranium and rose are in there, but I wouldn't say the florals are overly done. Quirtis and Royal Barn are good. Okay, well, I'm going to start with those two then. Those are the two winners, and those are the two that I'm getting bottles of, so I'm happy. Yep, not Musk Collection, Floral Collection. Really? It must be the Forbidden Flower, Creme de la Creme, and Paradise Soil. I could see that, but not mind-blowing. Okay. Hey, Oris, welcome, man. Welcome, welcome. Creme de la Creme. That bad? Seriously, that bad, Ajay? Quirtis dried to just oud. Wish it was more leathery. Really? With all that castoreum, it dries to just an oud. I could see. I'm getting the oud accord for sure. And it's an Indian oud. I think Manipur oud is an Indian oud. Sorry to do that in your ear. So I could see, because the Indian oud can sometimes be heavy and animalic and barnyard and in smell. But if you're gonna say that, I could definitely see it being a leathery oud at least. It's a leathery execution of oud. So yeah, I mean, we'll have to see how it dries, but I'm loving the first, whatever it's been, 15 minutes. I'm going with newer, hungrier guys, or Ensar. He keeps quality work. Really? Who's hungrier that's doing this style of perfumery that I don't know about? Can somebody please inform me? Because I only know of a handful. And the problem I have with Ensar is that Ensar's style doesn't connect with me as much. Like, I love EO #1, but it doesn't have like the animalic hit of something like War and Peace or Quirtis so far. These are much more my style. They're more the kind of things that I like to wear. Russian Adam speaks more to me because of his style of fragrances. Now, where I am lacking in knowledge and skill is different types of musks. And from my understanding, Russian Adam blended in some other types of musks as well. It's not just the Siberian style. There's also Tibetan and other different types of musk, which I think if you're going to buy those, you have to buy them vintage. You know, it's like buying, because it doesn't exist anymore. So it's like buying, you know, oud from 1976 or something. Very hard to do because people know what they have, right? So, and how was it stored? Was it refrigerated? Was it in the freezer? Was it left out? Was it, you know, all of these questions. Was it tinctured first and then you're buying it, or is it the pot? It's, you know, so many different variables I feel like can change this. But from my understanding, many of the musks used here are a blend of different types of musks. It's not just the Siberian deer musk, which is one of the beefs, excuse me, that I thought I've heard some people who really know their musks give to Areej Le Dore. Well, he only works with Siberian musk, whereas Ensar works with all these other different types. And that's the part I don't know. I would love to smell some of those Ensars. I just never have got a chance. But yeah, right now, leathery oud is definitely a good way to describe Cuirtis, which I'm not mad at all. I love that. And, you know, the birch tar gives it that Cuir de Russie feel. So yeah, Cuir de Russie and War and Peace combined with maybe a little heavy oud coming in the dry down. I'm happy with that. That's good. It was molasses with jaggery mixed in. What, Cuirtis? I don't get very much sweetness in this. Maybe you're talking about a different one. Pissing me off. There's so many of these sets and individual bottles already on eBay for double the money. Well, just wait. No one's going to pay. I mean, there's no reason to pay double the money. You can just wait and buy the individual bottles first. So yeah, that does suck that people take advantage of the fact that it's a limited offering. Like, for example, an Oud Luwak bottle with like 60% left sold for $1,500 on eBay just recently. And it's crazy because if you think about it, you know, like we give people who put stuff like that on eBay a hard time, obviously. But at the same time, it's selling for $1,500. So there is a market for it. So you really can't blame the person. You know, it's these one-off, hard to find, rare or discontinued pieces. They're worth what they're worth. Basically, they're worth what someone's willing to sell them. So I can't be mad at someone. You know, if he put it up there for $5,000 and someone bought it, it sucks. But that's what the market basically says it's worth. It sucks for me, especially because I want a bottle of Oud Luwak. That's like my favorite coffee oud that I've ever come across. I like it better than Ensar's Rumi, which I have videos on both on the channel. But it's just very hard because obviously, you know, especially with how expensive everything is, that's just, unfortunately, it's the world we live in. I wish there was a way to go back in time and buy all these at retail, but unfortunately, it's, you know, it is what it is. But yes, I'm always looking for a deal on some of those older Areejes. Once I can start buying again, that's. I mean, I would never give $500 to Roja right now, right at this moment in time with my collection the way it is. That 500 is definitely going to an Areej, an Ensar, or a vintage or something like that. So, I mean, I brought ambergris based on ambrosia from Sherwood. Blows Creme de la Creme out of the water. I feel sad to say, really, man, you guys are shitting all over Creme de la Creme. I feel like I should try this next. Let's try Creme de la Creme next. I was gonna do Royal Barn, but let's do this since Creme de la Creme is being shit on in the comments. Let's try it. All right, let me jot down where I'm putting these so I don't forget. Not that I will, but Cuirtis, which is a win. Left wrist. And Creme de la Creme. Where are you? Where are you? Creme de la Creme. Here you are. So they say you're shite, Creme de la Creme. Let's see what the blurb says. An X-ray. All of these are X-rays. I don't have to say that. The most precious woods meet the most mysterious animalic ingredient, ambergris. The minty butter of ancient Philippines sinking oud meets the creaminess of Indian sandalwood and melts into the powdery clouds of ancient white ambergris. The worst Areej Le Dore, you guys say. Really? All right. Let's see. There you go. 3 spritzes. Well, I'm definitely getting that minty cloudiness. I'm not ready to say it's the worst Areej Le Dore yet. I'll say that. I'm not ready to say that. I got to see how this breaks down, because right off of first sniff, I'm getting sandalwood, and maybe you could say like an airy ambergris-like accord. Indian sandalwood distilled in a copper pot using waters of rose, jasmine, ylang, and cura, various spices, orris, and sandalwood absolute. I don't hate this. Not yet anyways. I don't hate it. I mean, the oud in here, wild Malinu agarwood tincture. I don't know what Malinu agarwood is. Someone's going to have to fill me in on that. But it gives it just a little bit, almost like you get just a hint of that. You know how sometimes oud can smell like lacquered, like you are like staining wood. There's a little bit of that stained wood mixing with the sandalwood. See, Russian Adam sent me some of these little bad boys, which I know I've shown you guys before, and some of them were sandalwood. And so I have had a chance to put actual sandalwood on my skin. And I feel like he's trying to highlight the sandalwood accord here with the ambergris, because real sandalwood doesn't smell like the punchy, hard Santal 33. It's soft and delicate. And I feel like he was very aware of potentially overdosing the other ingredients and drowning out that sandalwood accord. Minty, buttery, which is a way you could describe Quinam oud. Quinam oud is described as minty and buttery. Now, this is not Quinam oud, but if you've smelled the history of Oud Collection, there is a Quinam. There is a Quinam, which I'll never be able to find now, of course, but it is here somewhere. Chinese. Yeah, so the history of Quinam oud, which I have a review on the channel. The most expensive type of oud basically has that minty, buttery, soft freshness. If you're a Quinam fan, which I am not a Quinam fan at first. It took me, actually, if you go watch some of my videos on some Quinams, I didn't like them because I like the hard-hitting animalic, but there is something relaxing about it that has grown on me, especially since I've had a chance to kind of wear it to bed. I'm not ready to shit all over this. I will say that I can see why someone would not like it, especially if they're going for that hard-hitting Cuirtis style Areej. But I mean, I remember Areej coming on my channel and saying, I'll go everywhere. I'll do things that are soft. I'll sit back and let someone else do the fragrance, and I'll be the creative director. I'll do the most animalic, the most challenging. This feels like he's trying to highlight that ambergris accord and that soft, buttery, smooth, milky, spongy, almost Indian sandalwood. And if you smelled some of his the history of a tar collection, he did some sandalwood distillations where it was like sandalwood and rose, sandalwood and ylang, all these different kind of soft, easy, simple but very beautiful. I mean, not something that I would want to wear as a scent of the day, but to put on at night, something like that's really nice, relaxing. This is more in that style. Creme de la Creme is more in that style. Now, someone said that they felt that Ambrosia does a better job with the ambergris accord. And off of first sniff, I would say that's probably true. Believe it or not, I would say that's probably true. But am I ready to call a Creme de la Creme shite? Vomit? No, absolutely not. I'm not ready to go that far yet. But if you're buying it strictly for the ambergris accord, I'm going to have to see what happens in the dry down. But on first sniff, I'm getting a lot of soft, smooth sandalwood. Maybe something slightly aromatic. But it is very, and that's the other thing about ambergris is ambergris usually is a note that almost works like a spotlight for the other notes. It's supposed to amplify some of the other notes. It's very, if you smell ambergris on its own, which one of these is a ambergris tincture. I can't remember which one it is. And for those new to watching the channel, the reason I'm saying ambergris and not ambergris is because there was a book written by a guy who claims that he was with the actual ambergris hunters, and he says that's how they say it. That's how you're supposed to actually say it. You're supposed to pronounce the S. That's the reason I say it like that. Who knows if that shit's true or not, but I just ran with it because he sounded like he knew what he was talking about. But if you smell ambergris, just tincture, if you just put some ambergris tincture on like a blotter or something, it'll usually, depending on the type, you know, it can be white where it really sits in the ocean a long time and soaks up all the briny sunlight, all that stuff. It can be brown, which is kind of in the middle, or it can be black, which is the most animalic. And here, oh, sorry. So, sorry, phone going off. Okay, so here, I think he was cognizant of two very soft, quiet notes. The ambergris, which he wanted to kind of be able to at least show itself without being drowned out or without just being a secondary note, and the Indian sandalwood. So maybe this is like the anti-Areej fragrance where, you know, it's for someone that doesn't like the big, you know, if you've heard Russian Adam or I talk, we have very similar tastes. We both want more musk, more real oud, more animalic ambergris, more of all of this stuff, right? And we like the heavy hitting, that hit heavy on the nose. This fragrance doesn't act like that so far. It's softer. It wears more like one of his sandalwood distillations, where he distilled sandalwood in flowers for the History of Indian Attar collection. So yeah, I could see why that might throw you off, but I'm not ready to call it shit yet. I think if you like Quinam, which is one of the most expensive types of oud, that you very well could like Creme de la Creme. I think I like this better than Creme de la Creme, actually. So would I spend my own money on this so far? No, I wouldn't. Is it shite though? No, I wouldn't say it's shite. No, I'm not ready to go that far yet. Happens every time. Ah, yes, the scalpers. Buffalo Bill was iffer of his time. Dushan. Creme de la Creme should be $250. What's it go for? What's it go for? I honestly don't know the prices. Yeah, and on his website, I can't click on anything that shows me the price, unfortunately. So that would be cool to add, because I can't see anything. Now that it's sold out, it won't let me go to click on it, unfortunately. Yeah, it won't let me. But yeah, I don't know what it goes for. But yeah, I mean, $250 sounds fair. Yeah, they were on sale for $2,500 a few. That's insane. Don't do that. Don't reward that type of behavior. I'm sure they are not special. Dang. Dushan, Rachel, the hype, it's real. The people must have extra money burning a hole in their pockets. Yeah. But yes, all of them could have been more animalic. I'm happy with Cuirtis so far. I'm happy with the animalic side of Cuirtis. Could it have been more? Yeah, it maybe could have. But it scratches my itch. I'm happy with it. I think Quirtis is so far working out beautifully, exactly like I want it to. And I am getting more of the leather now, as it's not just oud. I get the oud, but it's also, I'm getting some of that Cuir de Russie style leather as well. A little bit smoky too. I like that. I really like it. That's a huge hit. Creme de la Creme. I can see the hate for it, but I'm not ready to say I hate it yet, if that makes sense. That's the best way I can put it. So that's right wrist. Let's catch up on the comments, and then we'll do the last three. So much negativity here. There is some negativity here, right? Where's this coming from, Rachel? I get my samples tomorrow. Ah, you got a sample set. Well done, Rachel. I like Quirtis, but where are the Areej DNA in these? They seem absent. I don't know if it seems absent in Quirtis. I don't know if I agree with that. I think I mentioned two Areejas that Cuirtis reminds me of, his Cuirtis and War and Peace. I'm really liking how that's drying down. I'm really excited to wear that as my scent of the day when my bottle arrives. I'll wear it and do like a early impression review. His classic collection was worth every penny and more. Yeah, I love the classic collection. I would have loved to grab Walima because that's one I don't own in the collection. And even though it's not my thing, I really liked what he did with Walima. Florals are usually not my thing, but that is a beautiful fragrance. Houston, we have an Imitation Man. You've been watching my reviews, Dushan. Saturday, single bottle 23rd. Okay, single bottle 23rd. Awesome. Saturday the 23rd. Thank you for that. Yeah, so it's Thursday, March 21st. So this is perfect timing. The sample set literally arrived a couple days before. A few backups of RO2. You're very lucky. I would have loved a backup, but I'm happy with my OG. I'm happy with my OG. Can't wait. Yeah, hate to be negative, but I have very high expectations. I hear that. I hear that, Ajay. And Creme de la Creme, I don't think it's bad. I mean, I'm definitely getting that sparkly ambergris like accord, and there is something, that minty green undertone. I wonder what it is. And I'm getting the florals. There's a jasmine ylang, but it doesn't come across as sickly white florals. I mean, I'm liking how it's drying down. I think that in the opening, Ambrosia, like you guys said, does a better job of highlighting the ambergris accord in the opening. But I'll be curious to see how Creme de la Creme dries down. You can't judge a fragrance on first sniff. So this is just an early first impression video. When you smell musk, Ottoman Empire, and such, I wasn't impressed. When you smell Russian musk, Ottoman Empire, and such, I wasn't impressed. You weren't impressed with Ottoman Empire or Russian musk. I love Russian musk. One of my favorite musks, but not my favorite because I like my musks more animalic. So this is more powdery with the green foresty touches. I prefer Siberian musk, or I prefer Inverno Russo personally, because this brings out much more of the animalic. Yeah, the animalic side of the musk. But I like Russian musk. Being the house mom. Yes, that's right. Keep us all in check. The only one from classics I ain't hot on was OE4. You just must not like Ottoman Empire then. Because, I mean, to me, there was very little difference. I mean, I think I talked about, I remember there being a difference, but I can't remember exactly what it was. But I don't think it was enough to make like, I wouldn't have been upset if I bought it. Like, if I smelled Ottoman Empire 1, 2, and 3, and then smelled 4, I wouldn't have been upset with my purchase. I'm glad Rachel is house mom, so I don't have to be. Might start with Paradise Musk. It's the lightest. Sorry, we moved straight into the darker ones. Shame I started late buying from the house. Earlier stuff meant to be bangers. Yes, but if you go watch my classics collection, I talked about some of the comparisons to the original Russian musk, the original Russian oud, the original Ottoman Empire, because I have at least decants or samples of pretty much all of them. There's only a handful I haven't smelled. Like, I haven't smelled Coe Noir, which is rare as hen's teeth. That may be the only one I've never smelled. Actually, I need to look at his website and remind myself, what haven't I smelled from him now? But I think Coe Noir and let's see, Coe Noir. Oh, I need to resmell Grandinia. I need to resmell Grandinia because I got a sample from Lee from Fragnanimous, if memory serves, when I bought a Bortnikov. And I didn't like it. I did not like Grandinia. But that was years and years ago. My nose, I feel like, has changed since then. I would be very curious what I feel about Grandinia today. So Grandinia and Coe Noir are the two I haven't smelled. I got to catch up on these comments. I'm obviously way behind. Royal Barn is awesome. Paradise soil is disappointing. It's meant to be based on the saying of the prophets saw regarding the smell of paradise soil in heaven. The musk was not noticeable to me. I think high floral content was masking the musk. Interesting. Nah, no one pays full price for that. I didn't get a Cuirtis accord at all. Really? You don't get a Cuirtis accord from it? From Cuirtis? Glad I only got the sample set. Beaver tail oil. That's it. Areej Cuirtis is a masterpiece. Yeah. I thought the florals in Paradise Musk are perfectly blended and balanced with the musk expertly. The indels and white flowers and the musk combination heavenly. Maybe it's more scent for a woman. You know, there's something in Creme de la Creme that's coming out right now that is reminding me of like a balloon like smell. Like there was an oud I tried from Prin. It's in my Prin playlist. I think it's like Thatcher. Gosh, his names are so impossible. Thatcher or some. If you go look, you'll know exactly which one I'm talking about. If you go through the videos and it's the only name that sounds anything like that. I think it started with a T. And that had this Thai oud that was kind of rubbery, bounce housey, like you left air inside of a blow up mattress like for weeks or something, and then you came back and let the air out, and the air mixed with the rubbery blow up mattress. Creme de la Creme in the dry down is giving me a little bit of that balloon. And I noticed there's a sinking Philippines oud extract in here and that Malinu agarwood tincture. So now at first it was all about the soft sandalwood and the sort of soft ambergris. But now I'm starting to get some of that balloon, you know, air, filled up air, like air in the balloon like feeling. And, you know, ambergris can give that. Ambergris can kind of give that, not ozonic in smell like violet leaf, but almost like the grandness, like the vastness of ozone. You know, it can give that. Inflated is a good word for it. Ambergris kind of inflates the fragrance sometimes. And I'm getting that from Creme de la Creme. This is good. I don't dislike Creme de la Creme, actually. I mean, Cuirtis is more my personal style, but I'm liking where it's going. So yeah, I can't say I agree with the Creme de la Creme haters there. Good morning. Good morning. Ah, Balenciaga pour homme. Salut. You can't go wrong, Manuel. Zerjov, my Feisto. I can't say the same for you, Justice, but welcome, my friend. Welcome. Hola, hola. Tried sniffing really hard. Can't get much musk, unfortunately. What's up? Papillon Salome review coming soon because there is a new Papillon coming out. Speaking of amazing live streams, she agreed to join me on the Liz Moore's interview part 2 as well once I get my sample of her new scent. So that will be much awaited, as the first Liz Moore's interview was amazing, and I really, really like her work. I think she's one of the best niche houses out there. Like if I was going to spend money on a niche house, wouldn't be Roja or Zerjov anymore. It would be Papillon. What's up, Ace of Souls? What's going on, brother? Cumin gives sexuality to the perfumes. Yeah. There's like a sweaty aspect to it. I believe I love it. Her description of Epona sounded amazing. Yes, it really did. And I think it's also a little bit of like a memorial to her horse. Her horse, which she had for, I think, something like 20 years, passed away. So it's both. It's like a dedication to how beautiful the horses are, and I think to her horse herself. So I'm very excited about that. Yes, Andre that was my suggestion to her. Rugulab and War and Peace is on another level. Yeah, I'm not ready to say that either because I'm liking where Cuirtis is going so far. I'm enjoying it. Cuirtis interests me the most. I love leather. I'm thinking about getting a bottle. You won't go wrong with this one. If you like the kind of leathers that I like, you'll like Cuirtis. I read War and Peace last year. Awesome. You should be wearing War and Peace while reading War and Peace. Catching a Ramsey live feed feels surreal. Welcome, Sir Siage Sniffington. Hell of a name, my friend. Feels like I've taken a photo of Bigfoot or captured a unicorn. You've captured a ram. Ah, Le Lion. You can't go wrong with that one. Cannot go wrong. Very happy I got to review Le Lion. The best Tolstoy's work. I'm reading Anna Karenina. Sorciage Sniffington. It is a fantastic name. It's almost as good as Stick Schlonghammer. Does the ram have a frog in his throat? Probably because I've been talking at conferences nonstop. So maybe that's why I don't mind getting on here and just babbling, because I do it all day. So it's kind of one of those things. I'm reading Pushkin's poetry. Nice, Dushan. Agree that War and Peace was incredible. Yep, Ensar has absolutely spoiled me. All the wonders of EO Private Blend knows no bounds. Stop it, Ajay. I've never smelled it, so I cannot comment. I can neither confirm nor deny these rumors. I've been on enough Persolays and Ramsey videos to know that you're basically royalty at this point. Rachel's the house mom. Would say only 2 to 3 are floral. Royal Barn and Quirtis is dark animalic. Yeah, I get that from Quirtis. Let's spray the old Royal Barn that I'm so anticipating because of my very small hand to play in this. Royal Barn. Okay. So this is going left elbow. Hello, Sharon. Welcome to the channel. I don't believe I've seen you before. Sharon LeBond. Nice. Never tried Ensar. Those prices are like mortgages. Yes. Yes, you have to take out a second mortgage on your house just to afford any of those private blends Ajay was talking about, though. His name is Aaron Terrence Hughes. Don't speak his name around here. If you say it enough, he may show up. I'm sure oud vendors are just selling good quality ouds that Ensar will snap 4 figures on, aka Sultan Caboose oils. Man, those Sultan Caboose oils, I'm sure, are amazing. I feel the need to spray vintage Koros. Yes. I'm selling off a few things at the moment to buy Ensar's new Lion Lust, as I already have Tiger Lust is amazing. I won't lie. For a guy who complained about how much Ensar didn't do animalics enough for my taste, Tiger Lust absolutely satisfied me. Unfortunately, I only had one of those Discovery atomizers. 2,600. So you got all 5 of the Areejes for like $1,000 less than one Ensar. That's the tough part, is the prices are just God. Ah, you have a date? Well, good luck. Good luck, Madame. Yeah, ambrosia is on a whole nother level. It's really good. Wearing ambrosia today, I am very blessed to have a bottle of that. I only paid $800 for Tiger a few years ago. His prices have gone insane. That's nuts. That is nuts. No, I like Creme de la Creme, but was expecting more. Yeah, but it's an ambergris, though. That's the thing, is how do you do more? Because let's say he made it ambery. Then it's an amber, right? Or if he made it leathery, it's a leather. If he made it a chypre, it's a chypre. I feel like in order to really focus on the ambergris, it almost had to be something like this. This is exactly what I was expecting. And there's even a little undertone of not leathery, but rubberiness, like the outside of a balloon. You know, like you take your hand and run it along the outside of a balloon and it makes that squeaky noise, you know. There's a little bit of that. I like it so far. All right, let's spray Royal Barn. How does Ensar justify those prices? I mean, people pay them, obviously. People pay them. All right, Royal Barn. Here we go. So if you're not familiar with the story, because I am very, I like that. First hit, I could smell it. First hit. I mean, instantly it went to my nose. It is right on my elbow, though. But, yeah, that's animalic. I mean, that is definitely animalic. How dark the juice is. But there's definitely something Areej in here. I'm trying to think of what it's reminding me of. It's reminding me of first spray. It's reminding me of an ultra animalic version of like Antiquity, right? If you know Antiquity by Areej, there's just a little hint of that popped in my head first blast. but more animalic. But even this one, the animalics could be more, but the story basically of Royal Barn is, and this is where my very small part comes in. I claim no, I can't claim anything except for the tiniest inspiration, which if I can give someone like Russian Adam inspiration, that makes my day. When he told me about it, I was like flabbergasted. But he basically said that in one of my videos while I was talking about Chanel's Cuirtis, this one doesn't give me the vibe as much, but the Eau de Toilette, which I've shown on the stream before, which I have a 100 ml spray of the Eau de Toilette from the 80s, late 80s, early 90s is when I think that bottle is from. The way that I've described it is it's like being in the most glamorous sort of ball, right? Just imagine being at like a ball, you're invited by the Tsar because we're in Russia, and you go and all of the most important people are there. They're all dressed to the nines. There's a buffet just as long as the hall, as far as the eye can see. They've made the best food. The chandeliers are made of, you know, the best crystal, and it's just one of those extravagant nights. You're drinking expensive champagne and enjoying yourself, and you have your mink fur on, and you go outside instead of getting in your G6 or your Bentley or your Rolls Royce, because those are the type of people that would probably be at a party like that. You get into a horse and carriage because it's the late 1800s or early 1900s. You get into a horse and carriage and you smell the and literally the animalic side of the horse. You know, you can smell the droppings on the floor. You know, when he flicks his tail and you walk by, you can kind of get a hint of the horse. It's an animal, right? And so it's slightly dirty, muddy, musty, and you know, but you're surrounded by extravagance, right? Even the carriage you're in is custom tailored to you because you're somebody important in this fake story. And so you were at this amazing, glamorous party, but when you go outside, you know, you don't go from a sterilized, amazing setting to a sterilized, amazing setting. You have to walk through the mud. It's not paved. You know, when the horses move, the carriage moves and it's bumpy, and it's just that's the time you live in, right? It's like, would you rather be middle class today or a king 1,000 years ago, right? King 1,000 years ago didn't have air conditioning. And so they didn't have a jet they could just get on and fly across the world to go to Hawaii or wherever they're going to go. So there was a little bit of that give and take. And that description is what Russian Adam said inspired Royal Barn. So I'm very honored. I am getting a little bit of this violety ors thing that's coming through with the animalics. The animalics are musty, you know, slightly powdery, slightly urinous. There's probably, I didn't even read it. Let's read what the blurb says. Royal Barn, come with us to the deep past, when the royal palaces of the Russian Empire were surrounded by naked nature and handmade houses and barns in the wilderness. This is a civet and oud-driven Floriental chypre that takes us into the wildest corners of our history. So it's mandarin leaves, vintage Indian civet, vintage civet. Interesting. I wonder if that's similar to what they used in civet de nuit. And artemisia, co-distillation of several flowers, including palmarosa, jasmine, rose, tajits, which is marigold, and champaka, and then a base of black truffles, fresh Ethiopian civet. So we have vintage Indian civet, which I think is, from memory, I think the vintage civet used in civet de nuit didn't have the same sort of animalic hit that fresh civet has. I remember it being more Play-Doh-y, and it almost smelled malleable, you know. Tonka beans, vanilla, Bhutan oud oil, Bhutan, Bhutan oud oil, hay absolute, and cedar wood. That's the note listing. So, yeah, I have a feeling Royal Barn and Quirtis are going to be my favorites from the collection. So far, I'd probably say Quirtis is actually my favorite. I love leathers, and that's focused on a straight leather. I love that USA beaver tail oil thing. But Royal Barn definitely gives, when I did my review on antiquity, I said it was like being on a train and going back in time, and like you're on a train and watching all of these different time periods in fragrance history go by. You're watching Jacques Guerlain, you're watching Amy Guerlain, you're watching all these different inspirational people, Cuirtis, kind of come and go. But you're on this train just kind of watching it go by. There's a little bit of that feeling in Royal Barn. There's definitely something vintage about it. Definitely feels constructed similar to antiquity, but almost like the train track on antiquity went this way, the train track on, Royal Barn goes this way, and they're going to opposite parts of the world. But I really like this. This is very, very good. Very good. This black truffle accord is interesting, because when I did my when I was just doing that whole spiel about what Cuirtis, what the EDT of Cuirtis makes me feel, makes me smell. I talked about this muddy part, and black truffle is a very interesting note. There's a black truffle note in, I want to say, Tom Ford's Extreme, Tom Ford Extreme, from the designer line. And I remember it's supposed to give off this kind of fungal, almost chocolatey fungal nuance, which could be from the oud. Actually, the Bhutan oud oil. Yeah, so the chocolatey bit could be from the oud, although I don't know if Bhutan oud is chocolatey. I have no clue. Welcome, Laura. CDLC is salty, minty, buttery, and oceanic vibe. Yes, it is. Yes, I like it so far, though. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I get Russian Adam as an artist who wants to try new things, but I also think he should keep releasing the classics for his fans who missed out. I mean, it would be great if he could release, like 100 bottles of the classics, 200 bottles of the classics every couple months. I don't know what the cost of doing something like that would be as a one-man shop. That's where it would help, I think, if he got some funding. That's why I really think it would help. But I'm curious, since he does everything in his own distillations and its own sort of, there's not just batches of Russian oud sitting around, right? He would have to make the next batch. So I'm just curious what something like that would look like if he's constantly making. I guess he could just constantly make the same thing over and over again and say, if the smells change periodically, it's because the oud I'm using changes as the years go on. And but pretty soon, if he did that, he'd have Russian Oud 22, Russian Oud 25, if he released them every couple months. But I like that idea, though, Andy. That's a good idea. Area of the island. Ah, nice. From Borneo. Yes, thank you. He needs to re-release Koh Noir. God damn it. I've never smelled it. Never smelled it. We like your ambers. Yes, we do. Yes, Rachel. Love that clean white shirt. Thank you. It was one of the shirts that I brought with me and did not wear. So I figured I'm going to wear it today. I would say give it time. It's a beautiful composition. Which one? Amazing. Performance is amazing. Gray amber. Yes, exactly. 380. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that's a lot. But I do like that. I really like in Creme de la Creme that quinam-like smell. There's definitely this minty quinam accord. And I know it's not quinam, but one secret Russian Adam let me in on, excuse me, the root beer. He said many fragrances that actually use the name quinam in the fragrance name don't have any quinam in it. And it's not just... it's not just the smaller houses. It's some of the big boys. Like Ensar has released a quinam fragrance I reviewed on, I reviewed on the channel. I forgot what it was called. And I could probably find it if I looked, but let's see. But basically he said, take a look at the ouds listed in that fragrance. They're not quinam ouds. They're just ouds. And he made the fragrance to give off this quinam accord. So the fact Creme de la Creme is giving off that quinam accord, just because it's not real quinam, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. I'm liking that so far. I really like that. Really like that. Really, really like that. A perfume should not just showcase one ingredient, but rather the power of that ingredient in enhancing the theme. Yeah, and you know what? For Creme de la Creme, as ambergris is the theme, I'm thinking it really does that. I'm thinking it does that. I'm a fan. Now, Royal Barn has a little bit of this like vintage orosy iris. There's this violety color theme in my mind when I smell it. But imagine with that fungal, earthy, muddy black truffle accord, and the civet and the florals are definitely beginning to come out. But it's like an animalic floral, which I like. I like my florals to be animalic. So Royal Barn, Cuirtis are definitely the hits, but Creme de la Creme, I don't think it's as bad as some are making it out to be. Is it $380 good? I think $250 probably would have been more fair, but yes. But in fact, from Whalingen comes from Chinese and Asian medicines before the Europeans discovered its properties. Interesting. I did not know that the Chinese were using it first. I guess that makes sense. I mean, they had those big ass teak wood ships, so they were like going all over. Walima, yeah, I'd love a bottle of Walima one day. People don't get it. You get a lot with Russian Atom than just the perfume itself. He provides a rich experience. Oh, nothing like Russian. Like I said, if I had money to put to work right now in perfumes, if it wasn't for this whole damn divorce, this is what I would be buying. These are the type of fragrances I would be buying. I wouldn't be buying the new Dolce & Gabbana or even the new Amouage. Like, I think Amouage, Creed, even by, I heard someone the other day say, buy Killian. I'm really interested in buy Killian. I'm like, why? What do they offer that's different? Nothing. They all start to smell the same to me. This is completely different, completely unique. And I think as far as like actually smelling the musks themselves, Royal Barn is the one that highlights the musk note the best so far. Definitely highlights the musk note the best of the bunch. And I'll be very curious. I bet you into the dry down it's even more. But I'm getting that musky accord in Royal Barn already. And that vintage civet, it just has this feel about it. Like almost like an animalic orris is how I think I might describe it. If that's the smell I'm smelling in Royal Barn, I would be interested in sniffing that vintage civet on its own. Mess Oud is one of the best. You should definitely try his work. Never even heard of it. Never even heard of it. But if someone sends me some, I'll be glad to talk about it on the channel. One of the guys sent me these, and I still haven't even got around to talking about them yet. This brand called Casti. I don't know if you guys have heard of this Casti brand. Probably won't focus. There you go. It's because the camera's shite. But yes, I actually really like some of these Attars he sent me. They're not bad. They're not bad. I don't think I would pay for them because when it comes to Attars, Sultan Pasha is the guy I would buy my Attars from. But yes, it's there's just so many brands out there. It was less rosy and a bit darker. Absolutely the exact same DNA though. Yeah, I think I talked a little bit about that. I just can't remember exactly what it was, but I did a live stream on the Classics collection where I talked a little bit about that. I would have had, and I still don't own a bottle of Ottoman Empire. I'm still working off of decants. I've got like a couple mils of OE3, couple mils of OE2, couple mils of the original Ottoman Empire, and then maybe like 1 mil of OE4. But I don't have a full bottle. So if someone, if I got a bottle of OE4, I'd be happy with that because you're right. It is the exact same DNA to me. Hey, man, welcome, welcome. Good to see you, Perfume Temple. I wasn't expecting much from Atlantic Ambergris too, but it was mind-blowingly good. And I reviewed both 1 and 2 on the channel, and there was almost no difference to me. If you liked Atlantic Ambergris, get whichever one that you can. It's developing great. Yeah, leather oud into the dry down with smokiness. Very nice. I really like Quirtis. Really, really like it. They say there's an oak moss note in here, which I can totally see giving it a little bit of that texture, and I can totally see the violet leaf giving it a little bit of that sort of. See, the problem with real violet leaf, though, is the real violet leaf that that he sent me smells nothing like that barrel or gasoline accord from Fahrenheit. That's the thing. So I think the violet leaf in here isn't giving it that gasoline ozonic thing you're probably thinking of if you're referencing Fahrenheit or gray flannel or something like that. The violet leaf in here, I think, just gives it this overall, that dark green. It's part of that dark green foresty like smell I was talking about earlier. Very good. Slumberhouse Mond, a little, I've never smelled Mond, I don't think. I don't think the florals was masking the musk. The musk was rather giving it so much character. I haven't smelled that one yet you guys are talking about. Is that the Forbidden Flower or Paradise Soil? Paradise Soil. Okay, Paradise Soil. All right, we'll do that one next. Yeah, so happy to have you here. We've got 84 people watching on a whim. So shit, I should do more of these lives. Maybe I can get a super chat song going and help pay for this damn divorce. Oh man, I'm just kidding. I'm very happy you guys are here though. 84 people is a lot, so I'm happy. I'm a happy ram. There's a big issue calling all that natural animalic musk fragrance in those synthetic musk quite different notes and accords. There's absolutely 100% different. And I actually like the synthetic musk, but there's nothing like the real thing. Nothing. Mayurama by Prin. His fragrance names are so hard to do, but yeah, I don't think I've smelled that one. Chypre Mousse, that's an amazing fragrance. Chypre Mousse is really good. I really like Paradise Soil. The opening was great, but then Tuberose came in. Nope. Plus, it did kind of smell of dirt. All right, let's do Paradise Soil. I have this Azerbaijan 1972. Let me get a blotter. I'm going to put some on a blotter while I smell this so I can smell the actual rose itself. It's not like you guys are going anywhere. Well, I have to find it first is the problem. Azerbaijan 1972. So on Russian Adam's Instagram, here it is, right here. On Russian Adam's Instagram, Azerbaijan rose 1972. That is the actual rose that's used in Paradise Soil. Azerbaijan rose. All right, let me get a blotter. Uno momento. Oh, you bastard. Oh, no good deed goes unpunished. All right. Okay. So, Azerbaijan 1972. If you're interested in learning more about this rose oil, wow. If you're interested in learning more, Russian Adam has an entire story on his Instagram about this rose oil. He bought it, you know, in a big can that basically said Azerbaijan rose oil from 1972. And he said buying vintage ingredients is very similar to buying vintage fragrances. It's kind of a crapshoot. You roll the dice. You don't know what you're going to get, right? And so he got this and he was amazed by it. Put it up on Instagram. And then he said he started to get people started commenting saying, I remember I grew up next to this factory in Azerbaijan, this rose oil factory that they used to make us pick the roses at kindergarten. And then he ended up getting somebody that said, I was actually the manager who ran the plant in Azerbaijan in 1972. Well, long story short is, and you can go check that out. He said it's an amazing story. Long story short is many people think that rose goes bad, that fresh rose oil is the only way to go. But this kind of proves the opposite, that vintage rose oil can still be used, still smells amazing. It smells almost thicker and richer and denser. It almost has this, God, how do you describe this? It almost has like because it's not, like some vintage materials start getting musty and older. It doesn't have that smell at all, but it does have this thicker, richer. It still has the freshness of like you're smelling beautiful fresh rose, but it has this deeper, denser quality. It's the only way I can describe it. It's like it matured. It's like it matured in the can, and it just gives it this heavier, this heft. So let's put Paradise Soil. We'll do right elbow. Paradise. Okay. Paradise Soil, right elbow. Ah. Wow. Definite hit of white florals in the opening. Tuberose in the opening. Someone said tuberose in the dry down. I just got a big hit of tuberose in the opening. Or maybe that's the jasmine. That must be the jasmine grandiflorum. Wow. Vintage deer musk. Grains and skins. Interesting. Wow. I like this. I like this so far. I don't know what the Rani flower is, but this has vintage deer musks, Siberian deer musk, cacao. Yeah. There's definitely a chocolatey side. This smells, you know what this smells like off a first sniff? This smells like Areej Le Dore does Musk Habib by Bortnikov. It smells like Areej's take on that floral musk. I like this. I mean, it's not my favorite musk. I much prefer Siberian musk, but this is good. I think I'd rather have a bottle of EO2 over this, let's say. But here it says, it is reported in the sound narrations from the final messenger of God about Paradise Soil that its soil is musk and its soil is saffron. Those two marvelous ingredients are presented in this floriental gourmand composition. Yeah, because if you watched my review of Musk Habib, I mentioned that many people overlook I guess you can't overlook it because the floral aspect is so heavy in Musk Habib. But it's just as much a reliance on this big ylang-ylang floral. And this doesn't use ylang-ylang, but it uses florals in a similar style that Bortnikov would use florals. So in the chalk, it's you know what it is that's really reminding me of Musk Habib? It's the chocolate musk combination. It's that cacao with the saffron and musk. But this is good. I mean, if you like Musk Habib, but you wanted it to be almost like how Bortnikov sometimes his creations are more mellow or blended in a way where he focuses, I think, a little bit more on the blending and all that good stuff. If you wanted more of like a Areej take on Musk Habib, this is it. Paradise Soil is it to me. But it is very, very floral. I think this would smell amazing on a woman, like a woman that's brave enough to wear something off the beaten path and not just wear the new shit YSL fragrance. This is awesome. Would I buy a bottle of this? No, I would probably just wear Musk Habib if I wanted this style of musk. I mean, if money was no issue, I'd buy the whole damn set. But if I was prioritizing my fragrances right now, my version would be Cuirtis #1. I'm really liking that dry down too. Very good leather dry down, like it. And I just got the violet leaf for the very first time, like a proper hit of violet leaf. I like Cuirtis a lot. Royal Barn too, and it's staying skanky into the dry down too, so that's good. It almost has a little bit of a skanky, like an earthy patchouli, like a skanky head shop smell into the dry down. I like that. And Creme de la Creme would be, I don't know. I got to let Paradise Soil dry down more, because the thing about it is, as far as jasmine goes, is, if you remember what I did, right? When I bought the Feel Oud, I didn't like it. I didn't like Oud, what was it called? Fuck. Too many damn fragrances. So it was Feel Oud Balsam. I didn't care for Oud Balsam as much as I thought I would. And in fact, I ended up really liking Oud de Grande. And Oud de Grande is kind of like my jasmine oud combination. You know, I smelled a Xerjoff. I actually have a video of that said Xerjoff on the channel, where Xerjoff tried to do a proper jasmine oud. Can't hold a candle to Oud de Grande. Oud de Grande is like my jasmine oud now. And I wore this the other day to work. It was brilliant at the office. And maybe not many men are willing to wear a jasmine and oud like this. This would be like the Paradise Soil is like the reference jasmine musk for me that I can think. I can't think of another jasmine musk combination that does this. This is my jasmine oud. This is my jasmine. Paradise Soil would be my jasmine musk. So I think man, it's really tough. 3 and 4, Creme de la Creme versus Paradise Soil would be really tough, but I don't know. I think since I already have a jasmine oud, that I would probably put Creme de la Creme number 3 right now, because I don't have anything that kind of smells like Creme de la Creme in Paradise Soil 4, but I could easily see this jumping ahead because of that, like he says, gourmand musk floral composition. But I like it. I haven't smelled any of these that I think are shit so far, so that's good. That is good. You guys had me worried for a second there. I don't think any of them are shit. They may not be exactly what you were expecting right out of the box. But sometimes, especially with these type of fragrances, I feel like you have to spend time with them. You have to, you have to live with them. But first impression, good on all of them so far. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's catch up on the comments. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts on the new Papillon. Me too. I'm looking forward to smell that damn thing. I expected musk heavy and less florals, but it was the other way around. The florals are heavy. Yeah, it's like a Bortnikov did it. It's heavy on the florals. No matter how big of a fan of Areej I am, reality is no perfume house gets better with time. They only get worse on both in creativity and cutting back more on expensive naturals. Areej isn't a typical perfume house, though. That's the thing. He doesn't have LVMH breathing down his neck. He actually told me on some of the fragrances he went even more expensive. Like he told me the musks and Russian musk, which came after Siberian musk, were more expensive in here. That the musk and Siberian musk was actually cheaper than in Russian musk. As far as dollars to produce it, to use the actual ingredients go. I don't know if I agree with that with Areej though, Andy. I think in most cases you're correct. If you take like the average, like Amouage is a perfect example of what you just said. But Areej is kind of in a different market, a different place. I got to sleep on that one. I don't know. Is vintage Rochas Femme Eau de Cologne worth it? I can have it for $80. I don't know about the Eau de Cologne. I can't speak to that. Okay. But I can tell you that the Parfum de Toilette is worth it. If you can get the Parfum de Toilette, it's an older bottle, because Rochas stopped using the term Parfum de Toilette, I think, in the late 80s. So it's an easy identifier. And I love this stuff. I mean, this is one of the best $30 I think I ever spent on a fragrance. Ever. It is just masterpiece quality. One of Rudnitska's best. I wish you could make more exclusive reviews on Abercrombie and Fitch Fierce. What do you mean make exclusive review? There's got to be reviews on YouTube of Abercrombie and Fitch, right? A Fierce? Has to be. Do you think Areej is cutting back on natural? See, from smelling this, I don't think so. And the thing is if he's going to cut back on naturals, that means he has to start using more filler type materials, which I don't think he's good at using. He wasn't trained as a perfumer, right? So I would not see that. I wouldn't see that as happening personally. In a review of Jovan Musk for Men, I may be able to accommodate. I really like the smell of War and Peace too, but still difficult to wear it. Maybe I should spray it to get more oxygen in the bottle. Still almost full. Oh, damn. I love my War and Peace. I wear the shit out of it. I wear the piss out of War and Peace. It's fantastic. My problem is I just got a Qutis, and to be honest, I've enjoyed it a lot more than these samples. I guess I'm stuck in the 80s. There's nothing wrong with enjoying a Qutis, man. That is one of the greatest 80s fragrances of all time. Do I have a bottle here? Yes, I do. I've got my 50 ml sitting right here, ready to be discussed. Yes, I mean, a Qutis is honestly just fantastic. It's I need to review this. I need to review that soon. I don't think he's cutting back on naturals. The opposite, actually. I agree with that. I don't think he can cut back on naturals. His whole company is about using naturals. I think it would be suicide. Was very vintage and refined. That's a great point, Rachel. So if you're not using, like I said in the opening, if you've been here since the beginning, I know we're almost an hour and a half in, but if you've been here since the beginning, you know, in the opening, I said that the only musk you can buy right now is Siberian musk from Russia. But there are other types of musk. If you're going to use Tonkin musk, for example, it's got to be vintage, which means it's going to sit for a while, which means it's old, which means it's going to smell different. It's probably going to smell much smoother. And, you know, it's funny because people ask for these vintage materials and then they get them and they're like, it doesn't smell like this or that, you know. That's my mocking of the people. Don't ask me why. But yes, it's I agree with that statement, Rachel. That is a very wise statement to say. Because if you're using 70-year-old musk, obviously it's going to have sat and changed over the years. But it's been refined. Yeah, I would agree with that. What's your favorite perfume review site? Review site? You mean to look up notes and stuff? Parfumo. Lick the Stream. Oh, yes. Lick the Stream. You're probably right, Rachel. Ajay, I think you were expecting new musk. That is pissy and string and mossy. Not this vintage musk. That is more chocolatey. Yes, especially in Paradise Soil, it comes out. Although there's also a chocolate note in here, so it's not fair. But this Paradise Soil really reminds me of Musk Habib, like a Areej Le Dore version of Musk Habib. All right, so now I have a problem. I already did both wrists, both elbows, and I have one left. Where should I put this damn thing? Oh, I don't think I ever sprayed anything on the back of this hand today. I didn't. I only sprayed here. So we'll do the back of my right hand. Don't Forbidden Flower. Right hand. Lick the Stream and Monsieur and Madame. Yes, that's right. Have you tried Pearls de Lalique? No, I have not. And camphoric scents. I mean, I did a review on Creed's Royal Mayfair, which is a huge camphoric type eucalyptus. Or it was a comparison video between Windsor and Royal Mayfair. So yes, but I don't know if I mean, if it landed in my lap, I'll try to get around to talking about it. But I don't know if I'd go out and grab a bottle of that. There's so much sandalwood in these. Damn, how far back in the comments am I? I was actually smelling night blooming jasmine in dry down for some reason. And yes, cacao vibes were definitely there. Yes, the jasmine in Paradise Soil is beautiful. Actually, if you liked Oud de Grande, Ajay, you would actually, I imagine you're going to really fall in love with Paradise Soil as you get to know it. Yeah, the jasmine in there is beautiful. 100%. Maybe he overloaded in the past, but now he has staff to pay, wages. I have some early releases, and EO, for example, is out of this world. Number 2 is great, but number 3 and 4 are just good. See, it's funny you say that because someone literally just left me a comment the other day, and they were like, EO3 is the greatest fragrance of all time. You have to smell it, Ramsey. I've never smelled 3 and 4, so I don't know. I've only smelled 1 and 2. So I can't really speak to that properly. Ajay, I agree. He is 100% increasing the expensive naturals. While some of the lofts also think so, and they are big fans who own Ottoman Empire, but sold number 3 as they said it wasn't in the same league. I disagree with that completely. My opinion is I disagree. I've smelled 1, 2, 3, and 4. They're all in the same league as far as I'm concerned. But that's just my opinion. Finally made it. Omar, welcome, my friend. Papillon's in my top 5. Oh, niche houses? Absolutely. 100%. He doesn't mention where he used the synthetics and in what proportion. He never mentions where or what proportion. I think the synthetic makeup is pretty small normally. I've smelled some of his previous releases. I actually feel more naturals from his more recent releases. Interesting. I may be called a heretic, but I like Russian Oud 2 more than the OG. A couple people said that. And you know what? I really liked Russian Oud 2. I mean, if money was no issue, I'd have owned a bottle. But since I already own Russian Oud, it's very hard to justify then buying the second one, unless you're doing it like as a backup. But it's really good. I haven't been on a live in a while, so welcome, Interference. Good to see you, man. Caught a live. Ah, yes. Allow yourself to be a beginner. No one starts off being excellent. That's a cool little thumbnail you got there. The love beneath. Welcome. I have Lone Star Memories. All I can say is thank you. You are an artist. Andy, you're an artist. This guy thinks you're Andy Tower, dude. I have zero regrets. The way you make everything look like it is from behind a turn is all blurry. That's not Andy Tower, bro. Just FYI. Sorry, I disagree. Anyone who owns original re-release will say they aren't the same. I own EO2 SM. I never got the feeling that I thought quality was going down. Like Russian Oud 1 and Russian Oud 2 had a little different opening, I remember. And same with Ottoman Empire. I remember thinking Ottoman Empire and Ottoman Empire 4 had a little different opening, but I never thought that I thought the quality was going down. But that's just my opinion. Creme de la creme. But RO2 is a banger for the price. I mean, I would own a bottle. Ram de la Ram? I'm not that Andy T. Oh, when's the last time you've been thanked, Andy, for your beautiful artistic work, my friend? Ramala Anderson? I have been working out lately. Oh, that's funny. First time here, I thought he'd hang out with the boys. It would be cool to have Andy on a live stream, though. I would totally do an interview with old Andy if he would come on. I think he's too busy for little old Ram. Yeah, we'll have to agree to disagree. I wish I had his perfumery talent. Yeah, man. Then you'd really be able to make some stuff. Noir, bro. Not noir. Coe noir. It's Coe noir. Ramsey, your skin is glowing. Thank you. I have that glow look about me, huh? Maybe I'm pregnant. I heard men can be pregnant now. Gross by Killian. Yeah, Killian sucks. It's allowed. I don't think Andy Tower likes to hang on perfume social media. He won't even let you tag the brand on IG posts. He does have a thing about social media, but he has a blog. So it's not like he's a Luddite or anything. Well, I guess a blog nowadays is kind of an old school thing. Here's Kevin wearing Devon. All's well. All's well in Serbia. One day Ensar will charge one whole Bitcoin. You know what? Honestly, he will. And you know what? Honestly, someone will pay it. There's no doubt about someone would pay it. Someone out there would pay it. There is no doubt. But I believe the cost of Creme de la Creme is higher than other ambergris because of the age of the ambergris. He used Irish ambergris. That's a good point, you know. And the other thing is ambergris from different regions can smell different sometimes. Some of the ambergris hunters say that if they find ambergris washed up on the beach of Oman, it smells different from Australia, which smells different from Ireland, which Smells different from America, so forth and so on. I got to get me some Kashti. Hit me up later. I'll tell you which ones I like. Ever considered to make your own perfume or a perfume line one day? I would not be against kind of doing what Eugene did, which, you know, have my own brand and be able to actually be in control. But would I ever put out something like a Navitus line just for the dough? Fuck no. Absolutely not. Not sure if it's the same he used in Creme de la Creme, except it's more aged. Yeah, if you go watch his video, he Russian Adam did a video actually on I think it was the Atlantic Ambergris 2 video actually, where he talked a little bit about it's not even just the ingredient. Like even if you took the exact same ambergris chunk and used it a couple years later, it would smell different from when you used it the first time. That's how naturals are so sensitive. You know, there's so many different factors that go into play. I mean, it's one of my favorite rose ouds. I'm not going to lie. It's literally a well done rose oud, but it's not my favorite because Malik Al Taif is my favorite, but Ottoman Empire is one of my favorites. Welcome, Mike V. We need some comic relief, my friend. Ottoman Empire 4 smells like a grandma. I disagree. Indian brands are good, but the problem is pricing are different for people in India. Yeah, I know what you mean. Guess I'm a grandma. I'll be a grandma. I don't mind wearing grandma stuff. I mean, I wear Shalimar and L'air Bleu, and I mean, Chanel's Cuir de Russie. This was probably marketed to grandma. This is I think a 70s bottle of the Eau de Cologne of Cuir de Russie. So I'll be grandma if that's... No, he never has a sale, dude. All this internet crap about it's whale vomit or poo is nonsense. It's a gallstone from the whale. That's been of cuttlefish and found inside whales. When whaled and cut up, still goes on in Asia. I thought if they take it straight out of the whale, then it won't have any time to, you know, sit in the ocean and cook, basically. Have you gotten into Afori? No, but someone told me recently that he hated that brand, that it was the biggest artisanal disappointment ever. I've never smelled one, so I can't speak to it. Man, paradise soil just in the air as I was moving my hand around. Smells amazing. If you're a jasmine lover, this is one of the best jasmines I've smelled ever. Like, ever. Amazing stuff. Yeah, some Indian brand charge premiums for foreign buyers. Yeah, because they know. Paradise soil. I'm hyper excited about the one with skunk. Okay, the one with skunk is forbidden flower, so let's put that on. So here's the thing. I actually have the skunk oil right here. It is right here. Right now. Here it is, 100% skunk oil. I don't know if you can tell, but it almost looks like it's been like separated. Let's see if it'll actually zoom in. So the oil looks like, see how it looks like there's layers in there? Like it started to separate. The skunk oil started to separate. This is one of the most, I mean, it smells like the most disgusting butter you could ever imagine. Like, I don't think butter even goes bad. You could probably use butter in your fridge for years, but this smells like you left the butter in your fridge for like 25 years and it just turned rancid. It smells like sweet and sour rancid butter. And it definitely has this real tangy, like a tangy sour like smell. Let me get another Areej Le Dore blotter. All right, I'm going to dip this in the skunk oil just for you guys. Oh, yeah, it was hard. Oh, I wish I could have caught that on camera. Like when I pushed it down into it, it was hard. Like that piece was like solidified on the top. Oh, man, that is just... bleh. Oh, skunk oil in its pure form is absolutely disgusting. Oh, it smells like the most rancid butter you could ever imagine. Oh, it's just, oh my God. Oh, let me smell that rose again. Oh, fuck. Smells like heaven now. Let's smell them together. Ugh. Skunk oil, man. Ugh. Okay. So let's put forbidden flower on and I'll read you the blurb. Good old forbidden flower. Inspired by modern times when animalic ingredients are banned and natural floral materials are highly restricted, let us dive into the wicked beauty of both. Okay. So now that I've smelled the skunk oil on its own, I could see the composition that he kind of built around it better. So you don't get hit with that. Like, you're definitely not going to get this. Okay. So if you're thinking you're going to smell like Pepe Le Pew, you won't. There's almost a little bit of like this green cannabis thing going on in the opening. And I think it's the grapefruit and hemp flower oil. I didn't even know there was hemp flower in there. So there you go. Definitely this green cannabis thing. Grapefruit, cannabis, and skunk oil. And the skunk oil here adds a strange sweetness to it, like sweet and sour. You know, the grapefruit is sour. The skunk oil acts like you're putting sugar on the grapefruit, but instead of it just being regular sugar, it's like that weird, a little bit of that sour butter sugar. Just a little bit, just a tiny. I could tell he dosed this very carefully because you definitely don't want it to smell like this. Although the way you guys are complaining, maybe you did want to smell this. Damn. I once made fun of Prin because I was like, Prin just gives you something like this, and the people smell it, and they're like, "Oh, masterpiece! Yes. Oh, I love. Oh, yep. You're a genius, Prin." So forbidden. All of these are good, in my opinion. I don't think there's a bad one. So that's my take. But I see the floral heavy aspect of forbidden flower, and I see the floral heavy aspect of definitely paradise soil is the most traditionally floral. If you want to smell a floral fragrance that doesn't smell like anything I've ever smelled, forbidden flower would be that floral fragrance. I don't think I've ever smelled a floral fragrance that kind of smells like forbidden flower, but it may still not be your thing. So the two floral heaviest are paradise soil and forbidden flower. Creme de la Creme, I don't think is as floral as some people made it out to be. I think it's sandalwood heavy with the ambergris, and I've really come to like Creme de la Creme. So I think I would probably place this. My ranking would be Cuirtis 1, Royal Barn 2, Creme de la Creme 3, Paradise Soil 4, Forbidden Flower 5. That would be my ranking. That would be my my 2 cents on it. In the dry down, Forbidden Flower is Jasmine Sambac, which is supposed to be the more masculine jasmine. Rani flower and Indian sandalwood with a base of patchouli, cedar, benzoin, vetiver, turmeric, vanilla, ginger, coriander, and Indonesian lime. So, you know, earlier I said grapefruit and hemp and cannabis, right? And so it seems like there's this zesty combo. Like he used the lime, the ginger, which also adds that zestiness. Ginger in the base, you very rarely see that too. And lime in the base. And I can see the accord he was trying to build around the skunk oil. But he used it in such a small amount that it just almost makes the floral, like this fragrance, feel like a zesty, uplifting floral fragrance you've never smelled before. This is not super animalic to me. Like from what it could have been if he used more. And, you know, since this was the Musk Collection and this was considered to be the animalic collection, the only criticism that I would level towards this collection is that he could have amped up the animalics even more because people were expecting it. Like this was the time where he really could have hit you with the animalics, and he chose not to, which is interesting because sometimes his other fragrances are very animalic heavy, you know? So interesting stuff. I'm so happy I got to do this with days left until the individual bottle releases. I was worried I wouldn't get that chance. So offeree were disappointments. Here's me being negative again. Anyone recommend another brand best bang for buck? Ask the audience on that one. But the highs are really beautiful. What are some of those highs? Ooh la la, Sherwood is good, very good. Areej Le Dore, zoologist. Natura from Brazil, cheap and fantastic. Never heard of it. Wish I could have ordered them. They sold out. Oh, they sold out like that. Hey, anyone know how to read that? We need Mr. Smelly in here. What is that? 17 drachmas. Sorry, I don't know your currency, my friend, but thank you, Devourer their souls. Very kind. Even if it's 5 pennies. Very kind of you. Thank you, mate. Bro, what if your wife tries to take your... Oh, don't worry. We're that. Don't worry. That's not a that's not a hypothetical. That is a real life thing. I don't know about bang for buck, but I've been enjoying Adi Alavan Gather Sovoli. Never heard of any of those. If you're born deaf, what language do you think in? Smell? I mean, I thought Ambrosia was good value. I thought the last classic collection was good value. Yeah. I like the analysis, Ram. I want Russian Adam to do a perfume with musk duck oil. Do ducks have musk oil? He would need to collaborate with Rich Mitch on that one. A Rich Mitch Russian Adam collaboration. The saffron and musk are gorgeous with the florals. Vintage musk is really chocolatey too, so very layered. Yes, in Paradise Soil. Yeah, I'm not getting the super earthy soiliness though yet. I'm still getting a lot of chocolatey florals. Yeah, I think this is a very female fragrance. Yes, the most traditionally feminine of the bunch was Paradise Soil, hands down. But that being said, you know, people pay big money for jasmine now. Real jasmine nowadays is extremely expensive. And so most of the jasmine you get from even expensive brands, I feel like even brands like Maison Francis Kirkjohn, as an example, I feel like when you smell the jasmine that's listed as a note in as jasmine, it smells like an accord. You know, even these expensive niche, the Creeds, the MFKs, the Rojas, the Nishanes, even the Amouages, you're getting an accord usually. This smells like Paradise Soil smells like real high quality jasmine grandiflorum. It just feels like it goes on and on and on. It's beautiful. Longevity of these were insane. I could totally see that. Totally see that. $4.50 for the soil. Good day, sir. Oh, is that how much the Paradise Soil costs? I told you jasmine was expensive. What's up? What's up? What's up, man? A lifestyle not for sale? What's happening, Brandon? What is good in the hood? In Paradise Soil, it seemed like jasmine was enveloped in a musky fur jacket. Yes. Yeah, that's a beautiful way to say it. Yeah, expensive musky fur jacket, but very good. I just jumped on now, David. Well, you can go back and watch it, man. We went through all 5 already. They're all good. I think you would really like this. If you can grab a bottle of any of these when they first come out, since I know you're being very selective on what you add to your collection, this would not be a bad, you can't go wrong. I don't think you can go wrong with any of them. Man, Royal Barn's the most animalic. It may end up being my favorite in the end because of the dry down. Because Cuirtis definitely is now giving a little bit of that Fahrenheit feel with the violet leaf. Now it's turning like that traditional violet leaf. And oud, but real oud. I like Cuirtis a lot, but I don't think I've smelled I really like, so I would say the first hour of Quirtis is better than the first hour of Royal Barn, but it's starting to feel like into the dry down, Royal Barn may take over. Yeah, definitely if you want to smell musk, like if you're buying the Musk Collection because you want to smell a heavy note of musk in the dry down, Royal Barn. I love Toy Boy by Moschino. Yeah, that's a good cheapie. Yeah, that's a good rose. That's a good designer rose. What's up, Tom King? Your dog is staring intently at those flowers. I have good skin. Don't use lotion ever. I notice when I use naturals, there's no longevity. Spending time that doesn't last. Yes. I mean, doing 100% natural perfumery is extremely hard. But there is a brand out there called Hiram Green. They claim their perfumes are 100% naturals. This shit is beast mode. I mean, like Hyde, for example, from Hiram Green, that stuff lasted on my skin like 13 hours, man. It's crazy. I think his old stuff used cheaper materials. Maybe that's why it smelled more powerful, projecting some naturals. Some natural oils don't project well. It's possible. Frederick Mall will last 10 hours. Oh, yeah. Some of those malls are awesome. I love your view for Ensar Oud. Thank you. I hope to do more, but I just don't have any more Ensars because they're very expensive. Is Chiara by Revlon worth it? I have no clue. Chat, what do you think about Sultan Pasha? Lucky for you, I've done 4 Sultan Pasha reviews, and there is a 2-hour interview with Sultan Pasha on my channel. Just go to my live streams and you'll see it. I think the most important is to stay very hydrated. Yes, stay hydrated. Agreed. And I use lotion too. So like I like to wear the top, I like to spray the top of my hands. So what I'll do is before bed, I'll lotion all around my hands, you know, the top. And so the lotion can sit all night. This release feels like a mix of designer and indie, less challenging and thus more appealing to the masses. It depends on which one you're talking about. So like even this, the last one I sprayed, which was Forbidden Flower, that cannabis flower with that little tiny touch of skunk oil, I don't think this would appeal to the masses. Even the Paradise Soil, which is the most traditionally feminine because of the jasmine, they're just, I don't think the masses are used to smelling real jasmine like this. Like this smells like real fresh night blooming jasmine. I think Adam had great quality oud from beginning, but not other oils. He's getting and trying more expensive floral oils must now. I'd agree with that. Yeah. I'm very interested in which one is your favorite from, oh, I just ranked them. So I put Cuirtis #1, although Royal Barn may take over. Definitely Cuirtis or Royal Barn. Cuirtis and Royal Barn 1 and 2. Probably Cuirtis right now 1, Royal Barn 2. 3, I put Creme de la Creme because of that ambergris. Sandalwood combination. And then 4 and 5 is kind of a toss-up between Paradise Soil and Forbidden Flower. Since I already have a bottle of Oud de Grande, which is one of my favorite natural jasmines, I put Paradise Soil 4. But if I didn't have this, I don't know. This could, if you want like a real well-done natural jasmine, Oud de Grande, which you can actually go buy right now on the Feel Oud site for much less than Paradise Soil. Oud de Grande, I believe, was 300. Paradise Soil was, what did they say? 380? I forgot. 350. So yes, but Forbidden Flower and Paradise Soil would fight for the last 2 spots. I think Paradise Soil is the most traditionally feminine with that big jasmine grandiflorum, but it's a beautiful jasmine. That's the thing. And that's what I was saying earlier about even these niche houses using jasmine accords. You don't get this much beautiful jasmine oil to my nose, from something like Creed or an MFK or a Roja or an Amouage or, you know, The amount of beautiful jasmine that's coming through here is amazing. But it is very traditionally white floral, and that may put some people off. You know, if you think of white florals the same way Rich Mitch thinks of white florals, Paradise Soil will be last, okay? But if you're into jasmines, you'll really like it. You may like Cultus artem. They claim to use natural to maximize extent possible while still complying with the FDA or whatever guidelines. The FDA better not be getting their nose involved in this. We already have enough problems with IFRA. Tried them recently. Lots of heady, buttery florals. Nice. I'll check them out. Ew. And Juby 25B1 is the signature scent. Yes. I will get Juby 40 every single day. Go watch my comparison video. The stone is released from whale when it dies and it eaten, then washes ashore. But it was first discovered in whaling and used in old Asian medicine. Interesting. I know some people used to think it was an aphrodisiac. One of the English kings, I forget which one, used to like it on his eggs. So they would literally grind the ambergris, which I would be interested in trying that. Ambergris and eggs was his preferred breakfast. So apparently, you know, he thought it kept him young, let's say. What's everyone going to go for? I think I'm going to get Creme de la Creme. It reminds me of Bois de Zile. Ah, interesting comparison. Bois de Zile. Yeah. I mean, I could see a very... I mean, you can't make a proper one-to-one comparison like that. But, yeah, I mean, the sandalwood, that's the very first thing I said when I sprayed Creme de la Creme, is I said the sandalwood is very soft and natural. And it is. And I definitely get that real natural sandalwood. It's you know, it's the kind of sandalwood smell that you just don't get nowadays. Brands don't do sandalwoods like that. And some coins. It's a Danish kroner. Nice. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. Hey, I'll take it. It all goes to the fund. It all goes to the slush fund. Sorry I don't have a super chat song for you. We could play the super chat song. Da, 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 da. None. For me, I'd rather save up and buy one of the classics I don't have. If you don't have one of the classics, yes, I could totally see that. You got to review Inexplicable, Paradise, and Musk. I know I do. I know. They're sitting right here. They're on my to review list, my friend. Dunhill Blend 30. That's getting a review soon. Love the opening, but the dry down is okay. Man, I think it's an all-time classic. I was looking into other real musks, and musk ox is obviously extinct, but there's a musk duck mainly found in Australia that has a musk pod on its head. Holy I feel like I need to send this to Rich. Rich. All right, I'm sending it to the duck now. Hyde is my favorite from the brand. It's an absolute monster. It's on the to buy list. Yeah, Hyde is although Slow Dive was very good as well. I think Creme de la Creme and Cuirtis were great wearable compositions. The others were very gimmicky in composition. The Paradise Soil sadly engulfed quality muscle florals. I got to see how it dries down, because I don't think the florals are just any florals, though. I got a lot of beautiful jasmine. The jasmine in there is top-notch stuff. Sultan Pasha needs to get out his spray perfumes. Man, he's been saying those things were going to come out for like 10 years now. But yes, he needs to get them out. And send me some, Sultan. Imaginary authors. I have a couple from imaginary authors. Yeah, I'll review them eventually. And I've got a ton of samples from the house. It's just there's one me, and there's a lot of perfumes out there to discuss. And so when stuff like this comes out, obviously it takes precedent. I mean, like I said, today I was going to do a freaking review of the One Mysterious Nights for you guys. Don't ask me why. I feel like even on stuff like this, I should put my thoughts out there. Is it groundbreaking? No. But for someone who is just getting into rose, like for men, let's say, it may be a good stepping stone to something like getting into Malik Al-Taif or Ottoman Empire. Big fan, just discovered your channel. Thank you, my friend. Welcome. Welcome to the Ram fam. Hope everyone is well. Agreed. You too. You too, man. For someone who is new to fragrances, how should one go about building his collection? Oh man, that is a very good question. That's a great question, actually. I would say the first thing to do is don't go buy 100 ml bottles of everything, right? So like, this was actually sent to me as a gift, but as an example, right? This is 100 mils. When you're starting out a collection, let's say you smell something that you like. Don't just go buy the bottle, okay? Get a decant, wear it, try other things, because when you come back to this, when you're new, like let's say you smell something you like, right? And let's say what you like is Dolce & Gabbana the one, all right? And you buy a bottle of this and you come back to it a couple months later, you're going to be like, doesn't smell like I remember it smelled. And your tastes change, especially as you start getting into things. So my advice would be twofold. Smell everything you can. If something is too challenging for you, do not sell it. Put it aside, come back to it later on. And the second bit of advice is don't buy 100 ml bottles. Buy samples, decants, to try to smell. Only buy what you're completely blown away with. And if you think something's too challenging, that's probably the path that you're going to end up going down as your nose changes. You won't be interested in wearing stuff like this day to day. You just won't be. I may wear this because I want to review it. Just because I feel like most reviews are bullshit on these type of fragrances, and I want to give a real review on it. But for someone like you building a collection, don't just go buy. And the other thing people do that they make a mistake on is they just go headlong into it all at once. So like, I'm going to buy every single amouage there is. Give me Meander and give me Enclave and give me Boundless and give me every single amouage. I want them all. I want to collect everything from the house. Don't do that. Pick out your favorites. You know, you don't need every single one at first. That would be kind of my advice on getting started. Which one has the Philippine Oud again? That was Philippine Oud was the Creme de la Creme, which is the one with ambergris. And like I said, there is a little bit of that rubbery oud in Creme de la Creme. It's like a rubbery balloon, like a stretched balloon smell. We're still going, 2 hours in. Yes, I was born in Jordan. Creme de la Creme or Ambrosia? Ooh, that is a very tough question. Probably Ambrosia for me, but Creme de la Creme does something Ambrosia does not do. Creme de la Creme highlights this very interesting sort of like Quinam accord, like I said earlier. So if you know Quinam is like the most sought after oud smell. As far as price goes, many people think Quinam is like the highest quality oud. And it usually gives off this very minty type smell. So there is definitely this Quinamic smell in Creme de la Creme. If you're a Quinam fan, Creme de la Creme is a definite, you want to sniff it. You very well may love it. The powdery clouds of ancient white ambergris. Interesting. Very interesting. Did you try to smell extrait and new cuss? It's so perfect. Betwixt and between. Did you try and smell extrait anca cus? I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, Mo. Hi, Oris. Wait, you're back from your date already? We've only been at it 2 hours. You were gone an hour. So I guess your date didn't go so well. Okay. Have you tried Hermes Oud Alazan? Nope. Someone sends it to me, I'll talk about it, but I just picked up Blend 83 limited release. Can't wait for it to arrive from the US. I've heard good things. Dark chocolate, coffee, and booze. Interesting. I very much hope that you get your nose on Jinx Smells, convinced that you'll love the house. Yes. Jinx Smells. That's right. Somebody said that they were supposed to reach out to me, if I remember correctly, but I never heard from them. So maybe one day. The civet in Royal Barn is great, but composition should have been vintage style. I feel like it was vintage style. Royal Barn smells vintage to me. Forbidden Flower is a complete grapefruit. Drown out. Yeah, the grapefruit in the cannabis thing in the opening. But I'll be curious to see how it dries down. Skunk can be such a wonderful note to work with. Interesting. Mm. I mean, I guess you got to be very careful with how much skunk you put in. Shem Al Nessim and Hasu Nohana from Grossmiths are insane masterpiece florals. Yes, that house is amazing. I did a video on Hasu Nohana, I believe, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Shem Al Nessim, I have not done a video on yet, but I can confirm that I agree with you, Ajay. The brand is fantastic. You know, it's Papillon level niche. Good house. Le Cri, Iris and I are having a thing. All right. Are they available in the EU, Ajay? I am also wearing Le Cri tonight. I don't even know what this is. What is this? Le Cri. Le Cri? Who makes it? It doesn't even pull up on Parfumo. Parfumo gives zero shits about Le Cri. Yes, who makes this? They are based in the UK, so I think so. Yeah. Evening, Ramsey. Evening, Pat. Rack from Roberto Greco. Never smelled it. When are you going to get on a plane and go see Russian Adam for a series of interviews? Well, I already did a series of interviews without getting on a plane. But maybe he'll come back on the channel again. But since I'm now a broke ram, if he flies me out there, I'll be glad to go. But I do have to update my passport. So there is some housekeeping. See, this is why I need that hot secretary I was talking about earlier. David asking the real questions. IA always has to grow on me. After 3 mils of faithful wearing is when I really fall in love with their stuff. Interesting. Royal Barn to my nose reminds me of a more interesting Hyrax. That's an interesting take. That is a great take, Colton. Haven't made my decision yet, but Creme de la Creme sparkles like an ambergris fragrance should. Yeah. A Qutis review would be epic. It would definitely get a Vintage Hall of Fame review. Luminous Night is the one to get. Actually, a really good date night fragrance. Train your nose. The mall should be your favorite place to go on the weekend. Yeah, it's a good advice. What's amazing is you can get samples of so much. I've got 20 samples now without investing a lot of money. There you go. Buy like you were poor. That is another good advice. Yes. I was totally new. Yes, that's right. That's right. When your nose matures, pleasant becomes boring. We need vintage filth for the smiles. Yes, you will start to like the dirty stuff. How is Nuit from LV so far? I saw your review and I'm interested. Oh, Nuit de Fa. Yeah. Go watch my review. I did like 40-minute review on it. I like it. I mean, I wouldn't buy a bottle, but I like it. It's my kind of fragrance. Ombre Nomad and Nuit are Nuit de Fa. Nuit de Fa are probably my 2 favorite Louis Vuittons. Parfum d'Empire. Yes. Okay. That's a really good house. Parfum d'Empire Le Cri. I think I might have this on my wish list already. I do. It's already on my wish list, but I've never smelled it. I have yet to smell it. Is that vintage or modern Grossmith? As they aren't the same company. Same as Clive. I don't think you can find those vintage Grossmiths. Those are like 100 years old, dude. Don Chaco. Tucker Putin style interview. Oh, that would be hilarious. Russian Adam starts with a 40-minute rant on perfume in ancient times. Yes. Back in the year 600, the Sultan Great from the Ottoman Empire used real musk. Yes, that would be hilarious. Ramsey, can you describe the musk notes on the following? No, I don't think I can. I don't think I can, mate. Wait, real animalic musk? No, none of them. I don't even have to read that. None of them use real musk. Dude, even going back 100 years, Guerlains didn't use real musk. That's what's so amazing about. That's what I'm trying to say. That is what is so amazing about some of the stuff we get to smell now from Ensar and Bortnikov and Areej. They stopped using real musk forever ago, literally forever ago. Even Russian Adam said it was one of the things that really surprised him. Like he thought if you bought a bottle of L'air Bleu from 1925, there was real musk in there. No, no, no. There's only certain vintages that used real musk, even 100 years ago. So nothing in I mean, I can tell you right now, Koros, no, that was a YSL. Bijan Man, no. No, none of those used real musk. Chiara by Revlon, no, have not tried it. The opening is very strong and close to gasoline. Then the fragrance decreases in the second layer and turns into nothing but a smoky rose with beautiful musk. Few people wear it. Nice. Ombre Nomad has grown on me as well. I like it. It's got that Bacor, smoky thing going on. Would I buy a bottle? No, hell no. It's not worth. Louis Vuitton's prices are like 5 times what they should be for the fragrance, but I would wear it. L'Instant, Guerlain Pour Homme. Oh, Extreme deserves a 350 USD. I found one. No, don't do that. Just go buy the Listerine bottle for $50. There's no reason to. You can find vintage Grossmiths empty bottles. If you can only pick 2 now, which would it be? What do you mean? From the whole set? Same. Cuirtis and Royal Barn. Yeah, Cuirtis and Royal Barn are me. Those are Ram frags. Although I really like them all, honestly. I mean, since I have such a good saffron with Oud de Grande, probably Paradise Soil would be last for me right now because it is heavy florals. The people who say it's heavy florals first are right. The florals are out there, but I'm guessing the musk plays a backbone to it. But this type of jasmine is expensive. I'll tell you that. I can tell just by smelling it. It's expensive stuff. The Creme de la Creme and the Forbidden Flower, I need to spend more time with. I mean, if you gave me both of these right now, I'd wear them. Like I'd wear Creme de la Creme. I think it would smell amazing in the heat. Like for a summer banger, Creme de la Creme I think would work. Paradise or Forbidden Flower, I got to see how it dries down. I see what all the beef is about the grapefruit being overdosed. It is heavy on the grapefruit, but I don't mind it necessarily. I don't think it doesn't have that designer grapefruit that is hard to stomach. And you all probably know exactly what I'm talking about. That boring designer grapefruit everyone uses. This is different though. So while it's a lot, I like it. Oh, thank you. They're very kind of you. Drop me an email and I'll send you my P.O. box. Got to thank the Ram. The great reviewer strikes again in the nick of time. Yes, you're welcome, man. Thank you for being here. Those were recent Grossmith. Vintage, yeah. No, it's got to be recent. It's got to be recent. I have a couple of very old, really. They are still thread sealed, so I've never smelled them. What the F? Why even own it if you've never smelled it? Open that shit right now, Andy. Come on the stream and open it for us all and tell us what it smells like. Sell me. Luca Turin is back to blogging. I saw that. First it was, I don't get any joy out of this anymore. And now it's, I'm back, but you have to pay. So yeah, fresh fragrance with citrus accord, high end, other than Creed Aventus. Any Creed is like that. All the Creeds are high end citrus heavy. And that's what they do well. They do well, high end citruses. Go check out some of my Creed playlist. Also, if you don't want to spend a lot of money, you can get Eau de Rochas pour Homme. This is fantastic for summer. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, it's just stunning. If you've ever smelled Creed's neroli fragrance, shit, what's it called? If you've ever smelled Neroli Sauvage, which I ran through an entire bottle because you can just spray the hell out of this. This came out 1 year after Eau de Rochas pour Homme, and it smells very, very close. So if you want a great citrus, floral, heavy, I mean, the florals in here are a little amped up, I think, for today's time, but I love them. I love the floral notes in here with the citruses, and it's just beautiful. It sparkles. And I think this came out 1 year. Neroli Sauvage came out 1 year after this. And so I used this bottle up before I had the channel. So I never even got a chance to review Neroli Sauvage on the channel. But I can tell you that I would never buy this again because this does 99% to me of what this does. So, but yeah, in the summer, you can just spray away. It's fantastic. He hated most of it except for Parfums d'Empire and Mayo Fuscioni. Yeah, I've got a Mayo Fuscioni review coming one of these days. Actually, I've done a few. I did Spiritu and a couple others, and I've got Little Song coming. Is Oak Moss banned in Europe and America as well as real? Well, real animalic musk, I don't think it's banned. I just think it's impossible for the big houses to use. The big houses like consistency. They like to know what they're using today smells the same as what they're going to use tomorrow, smells the same as what they're going to use next year, and they like cheap. Real musk is the exact opposite of all of that. You know, each musk pod can smell different, and they're expensive as hell. So yeah, you don't have to worry about animalic musk being banned. It's just they're not going to use it. And as far as oak moss being banned, I think it's like 0.1% or something. Dry down of forbidden flower was very good. Yeah, I'm liking the dry down. That sharp grapefruit is reminding me of the grapefruit in Overture Man, but it's nothing like Overture Man, but just that grapefruit note. But I'm really liking it. Tell us about Roja Musk Oud. I have a review. Just go watch my review. Ombre Sultan, the OG white label 50 mil. Ugh. 200. Yes. I would say yes, although I've never even smelled the OG white label. I think that would be... Oh, you mean this one? Do you mean this one or the real OG? Because there's a different OG white label. If you mean this one, I mean, that's a little high, but it's not terrible. Try to do 150. Try to do 150. Off topic, but Siberian Musk 3 is much better than Musk Habib. That's too heavy on the floral. The Musk Habib is very heavy on the florals, and I talked about that in my Musk Habib video. Yeah, for me, I much prefer Siberian Musk 1, 2, or 3. You know, they all do. They do it very well. No, I am not. I'm sorry. Random piss call in the middle of the night never felt better than the Ram is. I'm actually debating between Overture Man and Nuit de Fa. I would say Overture Man. You don't want to know how many old perfumes I have that are still sealed. Although I did open my 60s Diorling X-Ray this week, and it's wearing in the evenings a leather Chypre. Dude, wear your perfumes. You could go tomorrow. What's the point of having them? They're made to be worn. Wear them. Open them and wear them. Drown yourself in them. He also claims I found oud in the Pampas or Argentina or the Andes. Oud in the Andes? Really? I have to take off again. Thanks for coming in, coming out, and coming back. Oris, glad to have you. Sorry your date didn't go well. Yes, this one you have Ombre Sultan. Thanks. Glad I could pop in. Got to run? Yeah, I guess it's time to run for everyone. It's been almost 2.5 hours. Immensite. I've never smelled it, although I would like to smell Immensite, as so many people talk about it. It's on my never-ending to wish list. So, man, this has been fantastic. I'm so glad I got to do this today. And with days left, like the stream before you guys leave. It does help, so more people can find this who are interested in checking out the new Musk collection. So happy that I'll have a couple bottles coming. I am a lucky ram. Let's put it that way. So cheers, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting the channel. Love the back and forth in the chat. I need to do more of these lives because I actually really do enjoy them. But then I end up rambling on for 2.5 hours and not eat dinner. So that's no good. But anyways, love being here with you guys. Cheers. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.